true test of a rich man is stripping of all his wealth and see how much he's worth.
When I was a casual, I thought as a casual, I spoke like a casual, and I looked at boxing like a casual. But when I became a hardcore, I put away all those casual things. This is Michael Rogers, and welcome to Bodywork Boxing.
Welcome back. It's Michael Rogers. Welcome to Bodywork Boxing. And if you've been living under a rock this past week, Mickey Bey, the trainer of Devin Haney, actually had an interview where he exposed Mayweather. And listening to it, I saw that there was some hurt, there was some things, some issues that he was dealing with, some things that, haven't healed, and some things that he rightfully needs to get taken care of. He went in depth. It was a long, very, maybe a little too transparent type interview that he went through. And my question was, with the timing of this interview and Devin coming up potentially on the biggest fight of his life, was it appropriate? The person that actually conducted this interview, he's one of the people who, love calling black people monkeys. But I would think that it probably could take the intelligence of a monkey to actually know that was not an appropriate time. I don't think this was an appropriate time for Mickey Bey to come out and do his expose on Floyd Mayweather. One, because it's distracting. I would love to know what Eddie thought. Did Eddie and Bill, because those are the business guys, Devin does this thing inside the ring. He's the champ. He does have a stake in his career. Did Devin know that Mickey was going to go on there and say all that stuff about Floyd? Did Eddie know? So, Devin, Eddie, and Bill knew that Mickey Bey was going to have that interview. And I'm not sure, I don't know, I don't have any connects. I don't get to sit down and interview these people. I don't get to talk to them. I don't get to get the inside scoop. But I reason that if they knew he was going to go in there, and, be transparent, I would think that they would think it's going to be more catered towards Devin and what he has going on. Because he is the champ. He's the one that's buttering the bread. He's the product. So I reason that they couldn't have possibly known, or if they have known that Mickey was going to go in there and say those things, then I guess they're all fools. That's my opinion. Who am I? But this information is out there. It's public information. It's transparent for the world to see, and everybody like, oh my gosh, how could Mayweather do such a thing? And I'm like, man, we don't know all the details. If what he's saying is right, then that's messed up. I side and say that, look, as a grown man, you should be aware of what you put your signature on. If you were around when, Floyd did have his little financial woes and all this, whatever, shouldn't that have made you be more cognizant of how you handle business and how everything's going? And it's just easy to say, oh yeah, I walk away from Jay Prince maybe a little bit too early and that was a mistake, but then I got my mind right and I got over here. But it was like, no, that should have made you walk circumspectly. That should have made you actually look at everything you put your signature down to. That should have made you really go deep and evaluate, okay, is this best? Because I don't know how somebody else picks a manager for you, and I guess you're saying you kind of got forced to do that. But, we're dealing with two different things. My whole thing was, if those are his truths that he's living, that's fine. If what he's saying happened, that is a travesty. That there should be some kind of recompense you know, there should be some kind of, you know, let's make this right there, you know. But I don't know if you run across these kind of people. Maybe I was one of these kind of people when I was younger. You know, I was the type that I wouldn't ask my mom. I would ask my mom one time for something, maybe, if I wanted. Like, Mom, can I get some cookies? But I was kind of scared. Like, I would ask, but I was actually nervous and scared to be one of them people. Like, my son, he don't have no heart. He'll just ask me for anything. 5 minutes later, he'll ask. You know, he'll just ask. He just has that kind of spirit. But you know, if you're saying that things were happening to you, and you did not want to go and ask and get everything right, and you just allowed years and months and all this time to go by without saying anything, they say closed mouths don't get fed. And I'm not saying that everything that happened to him was right and exact, because it doesn't sound like it was. That's not the point. My point is, as people who are supposed to have Devin Haney's best interests in mind, was this the time to actually come out and have this interview? Because now in the headlines, I mean, the whole focus of the interview, I thought I was going to have hear some insight about Devin and what he got going on. I heard a little bit of it, but you know, especially since Mickey Bey did suffer a defeat at the hands of George Kambosos, I thought we was going to hear more insight about, you know, Devin as it relates to Mickey Bey being the trainer and all that. I didn't know that it was going to be about Floyd. So even when Floyd is not around, everybody makes it about Floyd.
Let that bitch breathe.
I don't know. Was it a good time? Did this benefit Devin at all?
Let that bitch breathe.
You know, I know that Devin might not be signed with Floyd Mayweather. And somebody on the panel was saying, yeah, Floyd, he could help Devin. He really could. He could. I'm like, I thought he was helping him. I thought that's what the rift between Tank and Floyd was at one point in time, because he was out seen riding bikes with Devin and doing all kind of stuff. So they do still have a relationship, I would imagine. And having your trainer go out on another platform and expose you and say all these things out in public, I don't see how that helps Devin.
Let that bitch breathe.
I thought they still had a relationship where they could still talk and he could still give him insight and all that. You think Floyd is going to want to step in and do anything or say anything until all this stuff was cleared up? There was some deep, traumatic stuff. It was hard to listen to a lot of those things. My whole thing is with Kambosos on the horizon, them trying to get this deal done, Eddie running around doing his thing. I don't know what Bill's doing, you know, but was this the right time for Mickey Bey to do that? And it's easy to have these people on because of the views and the attention and all this, but it's like, that's not playing chess. That just murkied the water a little bit. On a business aspect, it kind of made things look, it didn't make it look good business-wise for me. It just made us look more like, oh, we're always a victim. Somebody's always taking advantage of us. And we never really keeping our eyes on the prize. But I would love to hear what Devin and how Devin feels about it. Because now he got to play cleanup. Now they got to have a talk. Now, you know, that's what everybody took away with. That was the whole highlight of everything. We didn't know if they were actually they were closer to making a deal, or, you know, we knew that, you know, he might be out there being seen, I guess, promoting or advertising or vying for the fight, but we really didn't gain anything but a whole bunch of question marks about Floyd, who everybody don't really want to talk about, but use their time to talk about him. So it really doesn't make sense to me. You know, I don't think that was the right time for it. I think that you know, we got to be more responsible. And see, I called it the usual suspects because I've been talking about Eddie and how he get down. I've been asking Bill what's his role. You know, because if you would let your trainer get on there and garner that kind of attention at this time. I don't know what your role is. I mean, especially with the last fight and the seats in the stands that was empty and getting booed in your home. I don't get it. Actually letting Kambosos slip away and he's flirting with Loma. I don't know what anybody, Eddie, I don't know where he's stand. Devin, I didn't watch the interview, but I know he had an interview the other day. I didn't watch it yet, but I want to go back and look at it. But yeah, I can't imagine that that was a good look for DHP. That's my take. Like it or love it. It's tight, but it's right. What's the next move? Are we going to get the Kambosos fight? Is this Mickey Bey thing, is it going to be a distraction leading up into this fight or what? I mean, you know, I know Mickey wants to fight Tevin Farmer. You know, I hope that don't overshadow what Devin and them trying to do, because now they got to plan dates and this and that. And I think the focus should be on Devin right now. Not any ancillary issues or things and stuff like that. Not right now. It's big business right now. Anyway, that's all I had. Thanks for all my new subscribers. You know, thanks for the people that actually enjoy the truth and like having positive boxing talk, intellectual boxing talk. I look forward to making more videos for you. I look forward to all the feedback that you all give. Body work.
All right. I believe you. But my tummy don't. Get down on your knees and tell me you love me.
My word, and I do what I do. He knows what I'm about to tell him right now. It's Mr. Keep running your mouth. That's what I do.
I just feel like I'm the champ, and at the end of the day, I'm just a fighting motherfucker. It doesn't matter. Inside, outside, I can just fight. So I just feel like if it gets down to the wire, and we gotta lock it up, I'm out on top.
Hey, look, as you can see how I'm looking, I stay solid. I'm always solid. I stay fuck solid up, man. You know what I'm saying? To the fans and all that.
You jump outside the ring in the fighter, like I said before, ain't no safety on the clock, so